So it's been a little minute or two or three or four since I've done a movie review, video version that is. I've also not written very many lately, even though I've seen a few. So apologies in advance. Life has been busy, life has gotten away from me a little bit, but I'm trying to claw that back. So anyway, I saw The Rip. So action thrillers, believe it or not, aren't really my jam. I'll get a hankering for them, like you might for a Big Mac at a McDonald's or something like that. Just every now and then, I gotta see the heroes punch the villains, and it be violent. But by and large, I'm not a huge fan of the genre. I'd gone through a string of Statham movies in the past, and those were fine, but again, just. Anyways, it turns out The Rip is exactly what I was looking for. So, first, a little bit of a synopsis of the movie. The Rip starts with an ambush and an execution, a violent one at that. Some lady is on the phone talking to someone like she's their handler. They're going back and forth. There's talk of, I gotta, I want out, that sort of thing. And she's attacked by two assailants who we don't see. They're all masked and in dark clothes. And she is executed. But first, she hammers out a text and sends it off. We cut to a debrief, if you will, an FBI debrief, I think it is, of this task force, this, what was it called? The Tactical Narcotics Team, TNT. They're given the debrief, and through this we meet Dane, played by Matt Damon, and JD, played by Ben Affleck, two very weary cops, a part of this beat, this particular task force, very tired and very frustrated, and very out for blood, because that person we saw up top who was murdered was their supervisor, if I have the details right. It's been a minute since I've seen it. Anyways, Matt Damon's character Dane gets this tip off of a cache. They call them rips in the movie, and I'm not exactly up to speed on terminology, but it feels official enough. And so Matt Damon's character Dane, he forms the crew to go check it out and deal with it. And JD's a part of it, and a few other people. And something's not quite right, and it's going to take pretty much everyone's wits to survive the night, if they do at all. First thing up top in terms of my thoughts on this, I love the editing of this movie. I'm an editor by I'm an editor by trade, and the things in movies that really stand out to me involve pacing and editing and shot length and things like those. Those are going to be up top of what grabbed me when I'm decompressing about a movie I've seen. And this one was impressive. The film has great rhythm. The edits aren't flashy, but they still have energy and style. The FBI debrief up the top that I mentioned just a little bit ago is one such case, kind of a perfect example of the mastery that this movie has on its pacing. It is such a smooth edit between each of the members of this task force as they're being interrogated by the FBI. The camera spins around a little bit, there's movement, and we just kind of continue the thought of what's being explained from character to character to character. Very well done, and not too crazy or out there. Nothing like Tony Scott flashy, like bam, 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 bam. Like you're not going to go blind from all the edits. From there, though, the film manages to ramp up the tension in a way that I wasn't really expecting, and was very pleased. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time, and it got worse. It got worse the longer the movie went on. A shoe was about to drop at all points in time. From details going wrong, communication back and forth, confused allegiances, just planning and plotting. There's a lot of subterfuge and espionage woven within this, and the movie plays this out very well and doles out the information just when you need it, which means that there's stuff that you're wondering about. And I don't know, maybe I'm not that good at guessing things, but I was not quite prepared for what happened, what the reveals were, what the twists and turns were. And that's all I'll say on that, because you need to go into this as relatively blind as possible. The acting is worth pointing out. It's Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I enjoy them as actors. I enjoy them together even more as actors. I haven't seen a whole lot of Ben Affleck in terms of directing. I haven't seen a lot of what he's directed, and that's on me. But the two of them together in this, they're electric. They're electrifying. Their chemistry is chef's kiss. I love it. And they just dominate this movie, which is too bad, because there's a lot of side cast here that also do a pretty good job. Steven Yeun and Sasha Calle, they are both fun in this. They turn good performances. Kyle Chandler is also in this, in a fairly understated role, and he too does well. There's not a lot for them to do other than try to play well off of Damon and Affleck, and they step up. Everyone steps up in this movie on an acting scale. So props to that. I really enjoyed the performances. I believed it. I believed it across the board. If anything, Affleck came on a little strong in the beginning of the movie, trying to be like, I'm a cop, I'm holding off on my own, or whatever, you know, the stereotypical, like, cops look out for their own sort of deal. But I warmed to the role, especially once I started getting more story between him and Damon and their interactions as JD and Dane. Like, that kind of relationship. As that grew and developed and we kind of understood what they were about, I found that worked a little bit better. Action-wise, I mean, it's fine. The gunfights are what you might expect from a movie like this. That's a little bit more thriller and intrigue than straight-up action. This isn't your Rock'em Sock'em Statham movie where it's just fights, set piece after set piece after set piece. This is pretty deliberate. And in some ways, the action itself does suffer for it. The gunfights are, as I'm watching them, I'm like, okay, cool, but let's get on with it. There is a chase at the end that was pretty well done and pretty hardcore, and I quite liked that. And other than that, like, not a whole lot to write home about, but it didn't detract at all. It was competent, I would say. So if you're into the kind of the more thriller, espionage, intrigue end of things of this type of cop movie, if you will, and you want your fights to be fairly grounded, this is the one for you. Overall, I would say I give this thing a 4 out of 5 stars. I liked it way more than I thought. If you have a chance to see it, it's currently on Netflix, and it's a Netflix-produced thing. So if you have a chance to see it, see it. There's nothing stopping you, especially if you're subscribed. It's the kind of action film that's satisfying across the board, and you won't be disappointed. So, what are you waiting for? Go check it out. To wrap up, I've got some more reviews coming in the pipeline, if I can get to them. I saw recently Iron Lung and Send Help, and very soon I'm going to be seeing, what was it called? the Don't Die movie, the Gore Verbinski one. And it's a long name, and I'm drawing a blank. I'm sure you'll correct me in the comments. But anyways, I've got a few up my sleeve that I want to get out. This might be just knocking them out when I have time on Fridays. We'll see. Thank you for watching. And what'd you think of the movie? Did you see the rip? Let me know. Was it as good as I said? Did you enjoy it? Was it bad? Am I wrong? Let me know. I would like to engage in the dialogue on this movie with you if I can, and if you're able. With that, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.